So welcome back to the Pen and Ink World. Thank you for joining us again. I'm going to be looking at inks today rather than pens. I don't do many ink reviews. I just sort of feel as if I haven't really got, or I felt as if I hadn't really had the materials and enough to sort of say about them really. But what I've got here is a series of inks. I've done a couple of different series of inks before. So I did the new Diamond Shimmer inks and I did the Cult Pens range of inks recently. And now I've got a range of inks that have been sent to me for review as part of the unitedinkdom.uk site. But they've been kindly donated by Ross and Tilly and the team there at Pure Pens. And these are Noodlers inks. They do some sample bottles there, which is great because you don't always know whether you're going to like a bottle, whether you're going to like an ink, to know whether you want to buy the full bottle. So to be able to buy sample bottles is great. And what I've got now are 4 samples of 4 Noodlers inks. It's not just any 4 Noodlers inks. These are the Noodlers V-Mail series. And these are the 4 that Pure Pens have on offer on their website. So we've got samples of each of the 4. So as I said, they are little bottles and I've got 4 different colours. A blue, a maroon, a green and a violet. Just that I'm going to show you today. There's something that, a bit different about these inks. They were made to model classic inks back in the 1940s during World War II, really, in that time period. So they are not particularly, no, they are waterproof inks, but they are not hugely waterproof by comparison to a bulletproof ink that Noodlers does now, or their waterproof inks that they currently have. So they are waterproof, but not to that extent. And they don't have the same sort of properties that some of the Noodlers inks was. I think they'd be more prone to fading over time and things like that. But they are, there's some nice inks and there's a bit of history behind them, which I quite like, and a reason for developing these 4 inks and the names that they've been given. So we'll have a look at them in more detail, just for you to see what you think about the colour. As I said, I've told you the history of them and why they were developed, and I'll give you a bit more detail now with the names of those inks and what they were named after and why. But it's really for you to see whether you like the colour of these inks. And at the end of the day, well, for me anyway, I buy inks because I like the colour of them and I want to add something different into my collection. So let's turn the camera around and we'll have a look. So just back to the Pen and Ink Well. I don't know why I said that, it's literally just gone away, so I've come back, but welcome back anyway. So we're looking at, if you remember, these Noodlers V-Mail series. So the V-Mail actually stands for Victoria Mail. That's what it's short for, a series of inks. But these are just 4 of the ones that are available here in the UK, and these came from Pure Pens. So I'm just going to do a quick sort of look over them. So what I've got here, first of all, so this is North African Violet. And I've got my glass dip pen here. And take a little bit of the excess off there because otherwise it just comes sort of really. So this is North African Violet. It's a really nice, bright violet colour. It's a really lovely colour to see there. A bit of a swab for you to have a look at. I really like this violet. It's a really nice, bright, happy, gosh, you haven't been able to see that very well. It's a really nice, bright, happy violet colour. And just clean that off there. So we can move over to the next one. So what I've got next now, so this is Mandalay Maroon. So actually, let me just go back to the North African Violet, because I said I'd give you sort of reasons, from there. So it's called North African Violet because during the Second World War, in 1941 anyway, with America, it was the time where they started and there was an agreement to give direct military assistance to North Africa during the Second World War. So that's where that name has come from. So now we're going to have a look at the Mandalay Maroon. And again, there's a reason behind this name. So this was named after the Battle of Mandalay during the Second World War. So this is Mandalay Maroon. It's good. It's got a bit of a pink tinge to it, I think. In my opinion, there's a bit of a pinkness coming out through that. With that violet, to me it looks like a really genuine violet, you know, a genuine purple. There isn't an awful lot of, sometimes with purples you see a lot of blue coming through, but there doesn't seem to be that coming through actually. Right, so the fourth one now, just moving on. Noodlers, and this is the GI green. So GI, which stands for government issue. And that, do you know what, I can't believe I didn't know that's what that stood for. And this is there to represent the colour of the green on the camouflage. So this is GI green. So this is the uniform, the camouflage on the uniform that was issued. If you have a look at this, so there's the green. Then we've got one final one now. Let's put the lid on here. Otherwise I'm going to have my daughter's white desk with green ink all over the side of it. She's not going to be best pleased. Right, the final one is Midway Blue. Now this is an ink I already had before I had the opportunity to do this. This is one that's in my collection anyway, and this is a beautiful blue ink. So this is named after the Battle of Midway during the Second World War. And have a look at this. So this is Midway Blue. So this is a beautiful bright blue, almost a turquoise, but there isn't a greeny, for me there isn't enough of a green tinge for it to be a turquoise. So it just is a very lovely, actually I may be making a bit of a mistake there, maybe it is turquoisey because there isn't green, so it's not a sort of aqua colour. It is a beautiful bright blue that I really appreciate. So let's have a look at these closer. So a North African violet, the only one that I'm not particularly excited about is the green, but I have to, I like, there's two greens that I like. I do like the Diamine Magical Forest because of that sheen that's on there. I like Waterman's green, but I also like the Diamine Kelly green. This, it's a dark green, you know, it's a Sherwood sort of forest green, I would sort of say. It doesn't scream sort of camouflage green to me. So North African violet, I think this is a really pretty violet colour, and I'm really quite excited about inking a pen up with this. I don't know which one yet, I'll have to have a look. The Mandalay Maroon, I also really like. It sort of reminds me of a sort of amethysty sort of colour. It has got a slightly pink tone to it, and I like that though. I'm sort of really pleased with that. But this Midway Blue, I think is a beautiful blue. I do like blue inks. It is my go-to ink, colour ink. I like blues, I like violets, and I like sort of pinky colours. So that's why these three really are shouting out to me. But this Midway Blue is a beautiful bright blue ink. They dry pretty well considering that these were done with a dip pen, with that Midway Blue still sort of going there. But there's a lot of ink going down with these glass dip pens. Any questions, please drop me a line. Please subscribe to my channel. If there's anything else you'd like to see, then do please let me know. Otherwise, I'll see you all again soon. Bye.